Hello friends, today I'll be discussing about VTU 6 Sem syllabus for mainly for CS branch. For IS branch is going to be different. So here the difference between CS and IS branches is due to the 6 semester syllabus, means both of them have different subjects. So let's talk about the subjects. First you have the system, software and compilers, in which we have both theory and lab. So whatever we learn in the theory, that will be implementing it in lab. For example, we're going to implement OS operating system programs, Lex programs, Yak programs. So whatever we learned in theory, we're going to practically implement this. And the subject is mainly about understanding how the system software works, why is it necessary, and how does a compiler actually work. We have from starting we're learning programming languages. We use compiler either from command prompt or from IDE. So how does that work? That we're going to learn here in brief. So if you're making a new language in the future, we're going to need it. We're going to learn like about parse tree, annotation trees, the phases of the compiler, and etc. Next is computer graphics. Here also we're going to have about the theory and lab. So in the theory, we're going to learn about the basics of how to make computer graphics on the screen. This theory is important because we're going to understand the basic coordinate geometry, basic coordinate geometry and the shapes, their positions, how the lighting should be, and all those things, which you're going to again practically do in computer in the lab. So understanding the theory is very important. Yeah. So over here we're going to use the OpenGL and GLUT library. We're going to make simple images like that of a cube, a teapot, and all those things. Then there's mobile app development. So nowadays we are having many apps, right? Nowadays apps are just coming up so fast. Like for would have heard about this Flipkart app, Amazon app, and this Swiggy app, Tomato. So all these are apps, right? So over here we're going to learn about about how to make apps in Android Studio. And this is only purely a theoretical subject. Previously they used to keep so this is purely a lab project. Previously they used to keep a theory subject, but now it's removed. Next is web technology. Here this is purely theoretical. Uh, Previously they used to have lab, but they removed it. Here we're going to understand the working of how a web works, how a client and server communicate, and various languages we're going to learn like JavaScript, PHP, HTML, CSS you're going to learn, and how to make web apps and all to learn. Cloud computing. So this is like an optional subject, professional option subject. It's kind of very popular. Means many people take this cloud computing. So I have taken this subject and I'm going to discuss about it. So cloud computing is what making services or resources available to everyone by internet. So that is cloud computing. You would have used Gmail at least once in your life. So where is the data stored? All the emails and all the notifications is stored in the Google Cloud Drive. That is the I'm giving you the glimpse of cloud computing. So we're going to learn about various types of cloud computing services like infrastructure as service, software as service, platform as service. Platform as a service means the ready-made. Sorry, software as a service means the ready-made app. Like you would have used the WhatsApp. So that's a plan. Software as a service. Infrastructure means if you want a hardware level or if you only want the hardware like the CPU or the memory, so that is infrastructure service. Platform as a service means they provide you a runtime environment. So there you go and execute your applications. That is a platform as a service. So we got to learn about many kind of things like Anika, Microsoft Azure, Google App Engine over here. Next is renewable energy. So this is also one of the most popular, people take it. So I've discussed over here. So here we're going to learn about the various type of renewable energies which is available in India, like sun energy, wind energy, geothermal. So we're going to learn basically we're going to learn how what are the components, how we can capture the energy uh, from the sun and all the in the brief we're going to learn the process. So yeah, this is an open elective. And so these are the books. I would say you can see these are prescribed textbooks. A few more may be there, so you can go and search at VTUresource.com. This is a system sorted by this book. You can read it over here. For RES, I would say notes only is enough, no need to go in too much in depth. And this is the link. I would say we can get all the 5 modules notes. Yeah, so many people like ask how to prepare for mini project, because obviously teachers are not helping you, you have to manage by your own. Okay, so many of you will be working alone also. So my tips are there. Oh yeah, that first of all, I would say choose a easy topic, means the which you're familiar with, or that you can very easily implement it. Means the basics only you're going to need the easy stuffs or the stuffs which are already available in internet, and you can just take it and modify a little bit. So take those easy things, because should at least get a project started. I mean, in the exam, you should at least be able to show some output over there. If however complicated a project you take, if it doesn't open an exam, you're going to get 0 marks for that. For 40 marks are there for this only. But better take a project which is easier. At least you'll get some marks for that. Then requirements you need to understand means why am I making this project? So some of the simple projects which you can take is, if you go to that MAD prescribed syllabus on the part B, the place. So we're going to have some sample projects so that you can take, because you can easily get the source code and those are very simple actually. Next is I would say that you learn Android Student OpenGL topics which teach in the class quite well. So those are the topics only with which you're going to do the project. And obviously do all the lab experiments properly. The lab experiments actually will groom you in such a way that at the end of completing of the last lab exam, you'll be able to you will be able to make a average project. Yes, if you're done it diligently or properly, you'll be able to make an average project. So you need to do all the lab programs on your own. Yeah. And yeah, good project report. So project report also carries around 10 marks. That is very important for you to get the HOD signature beforehand only. And yeah, give it in the proper format. And just content means just particularly, I would say no one is going to read a context. You're just going to see the size, how much I've written. So if you're a bit smart, also you can just copy paste them. Just little bit front lines, the starting 1 or 2 lines and last 1 or 2 lines. You do it properly. That's it. I hope you got the point. Just just expand that some contents like abstract page. You need to expand it. Just make it look like one page, even though you have written particularly nothing in that. Yeah, and so present to lab instructor. So during the exam, I would say just should get the project working, and you just show it to him, and if any questions he asks, you answer him how much ever you can. At the end, everyone knows that you have copied. Doesn't really matter. So these are the two, you know, tools which you'll be using for developing this. You can search. You can go and have to install Android Studio. Some specifications are there in the website that you need to see. Means at least how much 6 GB is required. And for OpenGL is very light based, but the download of that full library is kind of bit tedious, I would say. So I have also made a project, or say I have uploaded in my group, uploaded in my YouTube channel. So you can go and have a look. Means how you should do. At least you get some idea. I would say how you should go ahead with the OpenGL project. MATLAB project, I'll do it. I'll shortly I'll upload it. Yeah. So tips and tricks. These are the tips and tricks. Just try to score the maximum marks in internals because you can easily get 35 plus if you're sincere in the subject out of 40. It's kind of good only. Also in externals, you can't get the same marks. You have to work very hard. Also solve previous year question papers. So the questions we got in our semester exam, I just copy pasted the last two or three papers, two or three previous papers. So you can just mug that up. No one actually cares about the knowledge in VTU. Let me tell you straight. Okay, so since the exam scanner is useful, and yeah, have a good relationship with teachers. See, I would say that okay, if you don't like the teachers, it's fine, but at least don't go and argue with them. Okay, but you must have good relationship with a few of your close friends because they only going to help you. For example, in project, if you're stuck anywhere, so you go ask your friends, they'll clear it off because teachers are not going to help. Only friends are going to help. So you need to have good friends and write a big valid answers. Practice lab programs regularly. So thank you everyone. Hope you enjoyed this video and if you have any doubts, please ask me.